I never believed in curses until I followed her advice. Her name was Lila, a social media influencer whose life seemed so perfect it felt almost otherworldly. One late night, scrolling through TikTok, I stumbled upon her stream. Her voice was soothing, like a siren's call, and her tips promised a life filled with beauty and success. Curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to try her first tip: embrace the unknown. It seemed harmless at first, but from the moment I did, an unsettling feeling settled in my bones, like a shadow lurking just out of sight. The first tip led me to an abandoned railway station, a place I'd never dared to enter before. Lila's advice echoed in my mind as I stepped over the crumbling tracks, each noise amplified in the silence. There was something off about the air, thick with the scent of rust and something else I couldn't quite place. Her next tip was to seek out what hides in plain sight. I found myself drawn to a derelict train car, its windows shattered, its doors ajar. Inside, I discovered cryptic symbols etched into the metal, each more intricate and foreboding than the last. I snapped a photo, my hands trembling, and left in haste. Days passed, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Lila's voice continued to guide me, her next tip urging me to connect with what lies beneath. It was a strange suggestion, but I felt compelled to dig deeper, literally. In my backyard, I unearthed a small, weathered box. Inside were old photographs of people I'd never met, their faces obscured by shadows. That night, I awoke to whispers, the same voices from the photos, murmuring in a language I didn't understand. Panic set in, but some twisted part of me wanted to know more. The final tip was simple: let go. It wasn't until I followed it that I realized Lila's true intent. Everything spiraled as I relinquished control, a dark veil lifting to reveal the horror I'd unwittingly invited. I was trapped, surrounded by the figures from the photographs, their eyes hollow and accusing, as if blaming me for resurrecting their pain. The whispering ceased, replaced by a deafening silence that seemed to stretch into eternity. I understood then that Lila's perfect life was an illusion, a facade to lure the unsuspecting into a fate designed to feed on fear and despair. I tried to warn others, but the curse had already taken hold. Now, every time I see her face on my screen, I feel that same pull, knowing it's a siren's call that others will follow to their doom.